couldn't get it to peel out. Tried. Yeah, that was sick, dude. I'm pretty glad we got some decent ability to run up that canyon, even though it's basically 2 in the afternoon. Sometimes it gets kind of crowded, and you'll see that kind of clip out the parts where we get stuck behind people who wants to watch that. But yeah, the earlier you go, the better when it comes to, you know, the San Gabriel mountain range and the Los Angeles mountains. But, you know, I work kind of late sometimes, and it's hard for me to get up that early. And I don't want to go do something like this while I'm super tired. So, you know, we made it, we did it. It was pretty sick. But, you know, I thought just really quick, for anybody watching this video wondering what the hell I'm driving in, or like what's been done to it, I just give you a little build info on my 2013 Honda Civic Si. I got this back in, what is it? Basically the very beginning of 2019, I think. 2019, or was it 2018? Let me do some math. Yeah, no, it was 2019, dude, because it's about to be paid off in just a few months, dude. And I'm pretty excited about that because I put a lot of money into it. And if I would have wrecked it and not had it paid off, dude, that would have sucked. But yeah, dude, so let's start with you know, what I kind of started upgrading first. Basically, you know, knowing it's a Honda Civic, I'm not going to turn this thing, and I didn't know a lot about K-Series. Wow, that was pretty loud. I didn't really know a whole lot about the K-Series. Getting rolled by security, and they brought a half pipe. I know all about it, dude, because I'm a skater. Well, actually, you just saved my life. Alright, sorry about that. My battery died. Just switched it out for a little other one. I'm not gonna lie, this one's pretty low on battery too, so I don't know how far we're gonna make it through this, so I'm gonna have to be quick. But yeah, basically, some of the stuff I started with first was suspension. I put some True Heart shocks and some D2 coils on it, but you know, like setups like that on these cars are just super bouncy and they rub a ton. It did lower it by, I don't know, what, 2.5 inches or something like that, which is kind of insane for a shock and a spring combo. But yeah, that's what was causing like tons of rubbing, and then when I would hit bumps on the highway, it would just bottom out in the fender and stuff, which was no fun. So eventually I saved up and I got some Godspeed, I think they're the Mono RS style, and I did a lot of research on coilovers and stuff. The whole idea of this build was that, sorry, lots of loud things happening right now. The whole idea behind this build was that I didn't want to spend too much money. I did want to kind of set this up exactly how my dream Civic would be, but I didn't want to just buy everything that everybody else was either buying or recommending just because it's the best or whatever. I really wanted to save money on this, but then still get pretty good performance. So, you know, everyone does the BC Racing coilovers, or, you know, there's a couple other nice companies out there, Fortunato, whatever. But is that not overkill for a Honda Civic Si? Is it? I mean, come on, dude, if you want to go buy like some of the nicest coilovers on the market, not saying that BC is nice, I honestly think that what's the big difference between BC Racing and Godspeed? I think it's marketing, to be honest with you. But, you know, if you're going to buy Fortunatos, why don't you go get a nice car, like a 5.0 Mustang, or like, I don't know, dude, just something a little bit faster than a Civic. Like, the whole idea with these are fun, they handle good, but they don't go that fast. You go rip it in a straight line, everything under the sun's going to beat you. Unless you want to do some engine work, but then, this is the other thing. We're here in California, and this was my daily driver for a long time, and I wasn't trying to do a setup, not that I could afford a supercharger, but I wasn't trying to do a setup that was going to get me state ref, get my car taken away, get my livelihood taken away. So basically, I did coilovers I did front tie rods, inner tie rods, sway bar end links in the front. I actually have some white line sway bar end links for the front I still want to install, but I just need to confirm a couple of things before I throw it on there because they're a little bit longer than my current sway bar end links. But I think you can just drop the sway bar down a little bit and it's not a problem. But we'll see. I'm gonna mess with that later. The whole reason I wanted to throw that on earlier this week was because I was taking it here to do a little test, and I didn't want to throw on anything that I would be unsure about. You know, come up here and my steering's all wibbly wobbly. So I have that. We might see if we get those on. But yeah, I upgraded all the brake rotors just to new ones, not to some upgrade. These are actually OEM style. They're just rebuilt and they have some red paint on it. But new calipers. I've got Street Tech, Street Performance style brake pads in there right now. I have some backup Hawk brake pads that I haven't thrown in yet because I'm just trying to see, you know, get a little bit of life out of these before I get rid of them. I have stainless steel brake lines by Stop Tech. I have Godspeed rear camber arms. I didn't remove all the camber that comes from lowering the car, but just a little bit of it, and I actually just recently did that. I'm not gonna lie, it feels pretty good. I'm not too sure if I messed with my alignment at all. I tried to make them really straight, but I couldn't find my measuring tape. But I don't know, up in the canyons there, it was feeling really good. But yeah, Godspeed rear camber arms. I've got progressive, I have the 22mm progressive rear sway bar with progressive end links, and I have that on the middle setting, like the medium setting. And a lot of people have said they had problems with the end links and stuff before, but I haven't had any problems yet. Not that I've been driving this car a lot, but I just checked everything out. Everything's nice and tight, feels good. So not too sure why people break end links and stuff, but that was the story I was hearing, that people were breaking end links. Just a little exterior stuff, going from suspension to other things that relate to weight and stuff. I've got this VIS carbon fiber hood. I actually got a really good deal on this too. I paid 300 bucks on OfferUp for that bad boy, and some of it's a little stripped out where the screws go, but I actually managed to get some in there really good. And then one of them came out, but see, basically I had to re-drill and put new ones in there because these ones were too stripped out, and then that one's got a plastic grommet in it because once again, one of the screws, who knows, went missing. But so I have that carbon fiber hood, and then I also have a Sabon carbon fiber trunk, and then also the garnish or spoiler, or whatever you want to call it, that I recently got myself for my birthday because someone hit my car. They hit my car, they destroyed my tail light, they bent my bumper and fucked up the alignment and stuff, and they smashed I had a Kevin Mann style, just to like stick on carbon fiber spoiler before, smashed that. So, and the shitty part was their trash company, someone actually witnessed a trash company called American Reclamations that did it and left me a note, but they refused to own up to the incident. And a hit and run like that, cops aren't going to do anything, especially here in LA. Skaters, dude. I wish I could get mad, but you know, like I said, I'm a skater, dude, so how am I gonna get mad at skaters? But yeah, okay, so there's that. A little bit of carbon fiber going on. A little bit more secret carbon fiber, dude. I got the Sirimoto carbon fiber rear tie bar going across from the top of the shocks. You can see a little adjusters back here. This is kind of how I did it. I just slit the carpet and just had it go through. Works pretty good for me. I got a lot of junk in there. My old oil pan that I broke with my nice little Skunk 2 magnetic drain plug, which I'm gonna switch at some point. But yeah, don't look in there. Too much junk, dude. But okay, and then to move on to drivetrain and build a little bit, just real quick, dude, because I feel like my battery is about to die. Can't see much in here. Interior is pretty base, dude. I, you know, just try to keep it clean. I'm not really gonna do anything too crazy. I got my Acuity shifter in there though. I guess that starts with the drivetrain. I guess short shifter kind of counts, but Acuity short shifter. Come up here up front. I have a K-tuned clutch master cylinder and slave cylinder. You can't really see that right now, so I'm not gonna really bother with it. You can't really see that the Acuity shift links either, but I got those as well. Biggest thing, I got Clutch Masters FX 350 with solid OEM style flywheel, because like I said, trying to keep it street legal, and the OEM flywheels do better with when you got to go take it in for a smog, it doesn't throw any codes or anything. So yeah, if I revert this back to stock ECU, I don't get any codes, I don't get any problems. I basically take it in and let's hope they don't see my downpipe. Wink wink. But yeah, so Clutch Masters FX 350, solid steel flywheel. What am I not thinking of? I've got rear motor mount, Hasport. I've got upper torque mount, Hasport. K&N intake, Typhoon style intake. Even got a little carb sticker for it there, so the cops can just fuck off. NGK coils, NGK sparks. It's tuned on 91 with HONDATA. VTEC set to 4500. I don't really know much about tuning, but I went through the whole tuning process with a guy named EFI Calibrations, and he did a really awesome job for me. The car, for the most part, on long drives gets 0 knock, even when revving and going crazy and ballistic on it. For the most part, we got it down to 0 knock. Air fuel ratio is always pretty much mixed really well. I don't really have any problems with this car, and you know, I don't really plan on changing anything else. This is kind of how I set it up. I'm loving it right now. As far as like people doing what do you call it, the RB6 intake manifold, someone even gave me a Skunk 2 Pro style or Pro Series manifold. But the biggest thing with those is that I don't want to lose that mid-range power, and from what I've heard is that these do really well with the mid-range power with these stock plastic fucking intakes, and for the most part I haven't had any problems with it. I don't hear about people having a lot of problems with it, so what the heck, why not run it? That's the whole thing about these cars. It's like how often are you gonna get into the high range or the high revs, you know? And don't get me wrong, this car does pull really hard when it comes to like 5-6K, but how often are you hitting that? You know, it takes a lot to get to that range, and you know, like I said, this isn't what the car is built for. It's built like I want to keep it nice and quick off the line. But yeah, so that's most of that. Engine, suspension, drivetrain. Last thing to talk about is the exhaust. Rv6 2.5 inch downpipe, and I did want to go from smaller to larger, so keeping a little bit of that compression on the exhaust as it comes out of the car. So I went 2.5 Rv6, and also some people have problems with the 3-inch style downpipes hitting the rear motor mount or something, and I figured why not just avoid all that. That's just like another added bonus. But the real reason I got the 2.5 was for the added compression of the exhaust outside, and then it opens up to the 3-inch to the Invidia N1. I got the biggest one, not gonna lie, but I just like loud exhausts, you know. I apologize to anyone who doesn't like loud exhausts, but I've got it with the Torque Solution hangers too. This thing, it's nice and tight, dude. You don't get like any really rattling or anything. Popo are here to bust the skaters now. They wouldn't listen to the security guard. Now they're gonna have to listen to the police. But yeah, and you know what? The exhaust was incredibly loud at first. It was almost loud to the point I couldn't handle it. But give it like 3 or 4 months, and it kind of toned out a lot. That's probably just from like soot and shit building up inside of the exhaust. But it really made it super mellow. So I actually don't have too much problems with this exhaust or with cops. If a cop pulls up to me and is right next to me, I can keep the exhaust pretty much super quiet. So it's not really a big deal here in California. The big thing is really more about like the emissions and shit. You just want to make sure your car is not going to have any problems with emissions once you get it detuned back to a stock ECU and then bring it into the emissions place. I mean, everybody has their different way of passing emissions here in California, but I'm not trying to really put my car up on jacks and take off and put on like 50 different things, especially things like exhaust. The gaskets and shit, they rust out and go bad really fast, and you're gonna have to get new gaskets every single time, and it just gets to be a headache. But yeah, I don't know, there's probably something I'm missing. I'm not gonna really tell you guys about all the maintenance. Obviously you guys should do all your maintenance. I've changed my oil a lot, changed my spark plugs a lot. I've only had this car for 30K, but basically every fluid in it should be brand new. You should replace everything. Fan belt, I replaced it. You know, even if something looks good, like give yourself a reason to replace it. Give yourself a reason to work on a little project. Why not? Especially if you haven't done it yet. Replace the coolant, replace your brake fluid, replace your clutch fluid. Like, that shit's even getting a little bit dirty, dude. This is not that old. I think I had my clutch fluid replaced when I had my clutch done. Like, I'm trying to think, probably 10K ago, 12K, 13, 14K ago. But that's already pretty brown, dude, you know? Like, you gotta replace those fluids. Contaminated fluids is probably the worst thing for any of the systems of your car, you know? Sealed systems, contamination, no bueno. So yeah, that's about it, guys. That's about all I can think of right now. Like I said, I'm sure there's something I'm missing. Oh, the wheels. I didn't talk about wheels. Okay, really quick. 17x9 Enkei RPF ones. They're wrapped in 215 40 17s. Federal 595 RS style tires. Like I said, everything's kind of budget build, so you know, I'm not really rocking the most expensive brands, but there's a reason for that. Like I said, it's a Honda Civic, dude, so I'm not gonna go out there buying fucking Pirellis or fucking Toyo tires for my Honda Civic. But you know, yeah, I don't know. That's it. I think that's it, guys. I think that's all I can think about. So, you know, if you guys have any questions or concerns, or you know, anything about the build, I appreciate you guys for watching, for taking your time out of your day to check out some of my driving and also my car. Yeah, you guys have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe. It really helps the algorithm. I've got a super teeny channel and not that many subscribers. I don't blame you. What content do I have to subscribe for? I'm trying to create some though. I'm trying to make some. So you guys know, check it out. Give me a like, give me a comment, give me a follow. If you feel like supporting me, I appreciate it. You guys have a great day. Peace.